Singapore has just voted in favour of a resolution at the United Nations General Assembly that expresses support for the admission of Palestine as a UN member. We did so after serious and careful consideration. We have always supported a negotiated two-state solution with Israelis and Palestinians living side by side in peace and security, consistent with the relevant UN Security Council resolutions. In this context of a two-state solution, we support the right of the Palestinian people to a homeland. We have focused over the years on providing the Palestinian Authority, or PA for short, with support in its preparation for statehood. We have committed 10 million Singapore dollars for a dedicated technical assistance package for capacity building programs for the PA. We have trained more than 700 Palestinian officials since 2013, and this includes fully funded scholarships for Palestinian officials to pursue postgraduate studies at our universities. We appointed a non-resident representative in 2016. We established a Singapore representative office in Ramallah in 2022 in order to enhance the provision of our technical assistance to the Palestinian Authority. Our prime ministers have exchanged visits, with PM Lee Hsien Loong visiting Ramallah in 2016 and then PM Dr. Mohammad Shtayyeh visiting Singapore in 2022. We remain committed to providing even more support to the PA under the new Prime Minister, Dr. Mohammad Mustafa, whom I met 2 months ago. The request to reconsider Palestine's application for UN membership has now come at a particularly difficult moment. The heinous terrorist attacks by Hamas on the 7th of October last year, which brutally killed around 1,200 Israelis and other nationalities, with the taking of more than 200 hostages, and many of whom remain in captivity today. These attacks cannot be condoned or justified by any history of injustice, enmity, or conflict between Israelis and Palestinians, and Singapore has repeatedly condemned these terrorist attacks. In response, Israel has exercised its legitimate right of self-defense, but Israel's military actions have gone too far and caused far too much human suffering and destruction. The death of around 35,000 Palestinians and the humanitarian disaster unfolding in Gaza is deeply tragic. The only viable solution, difficult as it may be now amid the rage, the disillusionment, the anger, and the distrust from both sides, actually, we need to revive efforts towards a two-state solution. And this is why Singapore voted in support of this resolution at the General Assembly, calling for the Security Council to reconsider its decision and to recommend the admission of Palestine as a UN member. Singapore's vote reflected our heartfelt desire to see both parties resume direct face-to-face negotiations in good faith. Let me reiterate that terrorism has no place in any process leading to a stable and peaceful political solution. Groups, including Hamas, that continues to deny Israel's existence or refuse to renounce terrorism have no place in a future Palestinian state. For these reasons, Singapore will not work with any Palestinian group, including Hamas, that denies Israel's right to exist or refuses to renounce terrorism against it. In conclusion, we are calling on both Israelis and Palestinians to take that bold but necessary step, return to the negotiating table, seek a two-state solution.